So I got my wristband. It's neon yellow. It's really cool. I worked hard for this wristband. Just saying. And we got in there, and I found Cassie and Katie and Mike. And Mike and Katie were in front on the barricade, and then Cassie and I were behind them, but to the side. So we were kind of in the front row. And right in front of us was where Isaac would stand. My favorite Hanson was always Zach. Always. And then it was Taylor, and then it was Isaac. Taylor, I'm just saying, he looked a little weird with facial hair. I'm always used to the baby face and the long hair. Like, it was insane. But we got in there, and we stood there for another 2 hours. And we had a crazy Lisa in the group, and she was part of the number system. And I got to sit next to her. And I was like, Cassie, you want to switch me spots? And she looked over, and she's like, and no. I was like, she was very nice. I was nice to her. We actually had a couple laughs, and it was good. She was just like one of those people that likes to, oh, well, I know this and I know that. And then one of the guys from, where'd that thing go? One of the guys from Steel Train. Yeah, Steel Train was the opening band. One of them. See, I did go. Yes. I get a free song from each band. Awesome. One of the guys from Steel Train, she was like, Mikey, and he came over and gave her the set list, and I was like, have you been to every show? And she's like, yeah, all but 8. And I was like, how do you afford that? She's like, well, I just do. And then this girl next to me was like, she's a trust fund baby, and I was like, okay, I don't know what that means, but I'm guessing she has money. So she kept hitting me with her purse. She was really nice about it. She's like, am I bothering you? I'm like, no, it's okay. If I had a mouth, I'd use it, because I had plenty. But she's like, oh yeah, you're the troublemaker. And I was like, excuse me? She's like, you're the one that causing all the problems outside. I was like, no. She's like, yeah, you were the one that didn't move, and you like broke up the lines and stuff. And I was like, but do you see that it didn't matter that you had a number? Everyone still got in. She's like, yeah, well, for us who've been parked out, have been camped out since 4:30. And I was like, hold on. There's no venue camping allowed. Therefore, you cannot reserve your spot in line unless you're physically there. And that is what the security, that's what the security honored. Like, they're like, if you're here, you can get in. But if you're not here, you're not cutting. And that's how it should have happened. But we were cool. And then this other girl got behind me. I didn't catch her name, but her brother was so adorable. I think they were twins. And I thought they were dating, and so did Kathy. And we were talking to her, and we were like, oh yeah, well, it looks like everyone, Cassie says everyone here is either the guys. There's a lot of guys here. And she's like, yeah, they're either gay or they're here for their girlfriends. Like, I don't know any straight guys that listen to Hanson. And I was like, I do. She's like, does he have a girlfriend? And I was like, yeah. She's like, you don't think that that's for her? And I was like, no, guys like Hanson too. And she's like, okay, well, whatever. And we all started laughing. Well, I don't know why I assumed that they were dating, because they looked like twins. Like, they looked identical. Except for one's a boy and one's a girl. So I didn't say anything for a while, and then a little while later, like, she reached over and she scratched his, like, she put her hand on his side and scratched, like, his side. It was like, yeah, they're dating. And then some guy came over and was, like, saying hi to her, and she's like, hi, this is my brother. And I was like, what? That's why he's been eyeballing me. Because I thought, if that's her boyfriend, I felt really guilty, like, even talking to him. Not talking, but, like, you know, looking at him, because, I don't know, I'm weird like that, but he kept, like, staring at me, and I was like, why is he staring at me? Like, he was really cute, I'm not gonna lie. But I completely lost it, and I just started laughing. I was like, do you realize what you said to him? And she's like, yeah. And I was like, so either he's gay, or you were completely off base. I think she's off base. He didn't look gay to me. But anyways, I was in the first row, and I was really nervous because you can make eye contact with these people, and they can see you. And so the first group that went on was Sherwood. Their lead singer is their piano player is a little crazy, but it was awesome. I think they were the best openers, for sure. Steel Train was a very close second. Yeah. And then Hello Goodbye performed. I did not like Hello Goodbye. I was like, hello, goodbye. Literally. I didn't really care for them at all. They were more electronica kind of music, but you couldn't understand a word they were saying, basically. Like, Sweet 16 is kind of electronica, and you can hear everything they're saying. I think they used a synthesizer on their voice a little bit. But Hello Goodbye, they used a synthesizer like so bad that they didn't sound human. Which I guess is kind of the point. But like when you're singing a song, you need like people want to sing along. And they played a really long set, and I was not happy. So from 12 to 9, I was standing on my feet waiting for Hanson. So by the time Hanson got out there, I was just like, I'm all done. Like, I want to leave. And Cassie was like, you're not leaving. You're not leaving. And I was like, fine. So Zach came out, and I was really excited until he sat down at the drum set, and you couldn't see his face. And Isaac was directly in front of me, which made me very nervous, because I have a thing with bands giving me eye contact, because I don't dance, I don't sing along, usually, because I'm not comfortable enough. So I was kind of just like this the whole time. And every now and then I just start clapping, because they'd ask you to clap, and I'd clap along. But then I get tired of it, and I'm just like, I stand and observe, I'm a quiet observer, and I look like I'm uninterested, but I'm really not. But at this point, I was like sick. I couldn't, like, my back was killing me, my feet were killing me, I hadn't eaten since 10, and I hadn't sat down since noon. Like, I was a mess, and I was like, I was trying my best to smile. So Isaac looks directly at me, and I know he's looking directly at me because we're so close. Like, he's just looking right at me. And I was like, And I, like, looked away real quick, and then he was still staring at me, and he was singing. And then when he got done, he, like, whipped his hair, like, his sweat went flying, and then he looked back at me, and he was like, I was like, yeah. He's like, yeah. And I was like, okay. I hate that. That's like going to a comedy show and getting up to go to the bathroom in the middle of it, and they're like, hey, you don't like my show? And they, like, single you out in front of everybody. That's not my kind of thing. But then they did an acoustic. I forget the name of this. I don't know any of their new music, but they did an acoustic, and Zach was in the middle, and I could finally see him. Like, he is my Hanson. He always looks happy. He loves the reaction from fans. So does Taylor. Isaac didn't really react that much, but everyone reacts differently, I guess. But Zach was sitting there, and I was, like, staring at him, because he's so freaking cute. I mean, I have been with that group. Well, I started that group in 2006, 2007. So I've seen him grow up. It's an awesome thing. And I was, like, staring at him, and he, like, flipped his hair out of his eyes, and then he looked directly in my eyes, and I was like, I froze. And I was like, this is ridiculous. There's a million people here. He could be looking at anybody. So I looked at Cassie, and she was like, he's looking at you. And I was like, I know. So I was like, oh, okay, look over here, look over there. And then when I looked back, he was looking the other way. So I was like, okay. And then after a while, I'm like staring at him again because he's like gorgeous. Oh. On to video number 3.